Hi, it's Adriana from Pica Pica May's Kitchen. Today I'm actually expanding on my mesa navideña, or my holiday table. Last year I presented to you the most complex dish, which is the hallaca, most traditional in Venezuela. This year I'm adding to my list. It's going to be pan de jamon or ham bread. Next year I'll add another recipe, and so on and so forth. So if you want to get the whole experience of what a Venezuelan holiday table looks like, you're going to have to stay tuned in for years. The pan de jamon is actually the only original contribution that Venezuelan gastronomy has made to the world. The hallaca is similar to the tamal in some ways. The arepa is similar to the Colombian arepa or the pupusa in some other ways. The pan de jamon is 100% Venezuelan original. Dates back to about 1920. It was developed by a baker in the center of Caracas. He used to get this imported ham from Spain, jamón serrano, and he would sell it to people. And then he didn't know what to do with the little pieces that he had left, so he created this bread. Back then, he added more ingredients. He added capers, olives, raisins, onions, sometimes beef, sometimes bacon. It was more like an hallaca itself, wrapped around wheat flour. Nowadays, it's a very simple recipe. It's ham, olives, and raisins, wrapped in wheat dough. Now, the reason why I'm bringing it this year is because I finally found a flour that I like, that it's 100% gluten-free. It's Thomas Keller's Cup for Cup, and it's made with tapioca flour, cornstarch, rice powder, brown and white, and milk powder. It's actually not a 1-to-1 ratio for this recipe, but what actually works really well is that the texture and the flavor is identical. So I'm really happy to be presenting it to you today. It's a relatively simple recipe. You take milk with butter and sugar, and then you add to it the flour, and then some salt, and then you start kneading the dough the way you would normally knead any type of dough. Now you're going to have to really test this out and see what works for you. I think that this flour does not absorb liquid as much as wheat flour does, so you're going to have to check and add more flour as you see fit. It's going to be ready when the flour is no longer sticking to your hands. So let's go ahead and let's roll this out. So you see, it's a beautiful flour. This flour really works very well. It's a beautiful dough, and it just sticks really well together. Of course, it has xanthan gum, which is an ingredient used in a lot of gluten-free recipes to bring the tapioca and the rice flour together nicely. Okay. As I said, it's a really simple recipe. You're going to take ham, any type of ham. Smoked ham, jamón serrano if you want, prosciutto di Parma. It's up to you. Just take ham. I like smoked ham. And that's usually what's used in Venezuela. And you're going to generously lay it out. Then you're going to take olives. You're going to spread them. And then you're going to take the raisins. And as I said, some people like to add capers. Some people like to add bacon. It's really up to you. But this is the most traditional thing that you're going to find in the bakeries in Venezuela. And then you start rolling it really tight. And make sure you bring down the edges and tap them down so that no liquid comes out when you're baking it. You're just going to seal it. You're going to poke some little holes in it so that it breathes while you're baking it. And this is it. Then you're going to put this in the oven, 400 degrees for about 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, you're going to paint it with the dissolved sugar cane. Obviously, this doesn't look as good, but this is what the final product looks once the sugar is slightly burnt And as all of our characteristic flavors, you're going to have the sweetness with the sour. One little secret that we do at home, we take the olives and the raisins and we add a little bit of hot sauce, and we let it marinate in the hot sauce for a little bit, just for a little bit of a kick on your last taste. So this is what it looks like. The nice thing about this bread is that you can wrap it in aluminum foil or wax paper for a few days, put it in the refrigerator, and you can keep it. And then when you're ready to eat it, you just put it back in the oven and warm it up. And that's it. This is our most traditional pan de jamon, which is eaten only, again, during the Christmas holiday season in Venezuela. I hope you enjoy making it. It's actually really easy. Download the recipe. If you have any questions or comments or a different recipe that you try at home, let me know. I'm curious to see what you do. Enjoy.